Hello everyone and welcome back to the MAD campaign for the Apache in DCS World, and welcome to mission 11, CSAR. So on this one what we are doing, as it implies, is we've got a search and rescue operation. The campaign has finally now caught up to the beginning of the campaign. We're actually beyond that first mission that we did, so we have now landed on southern Iran. And because we've caught up with that, we've also caught up with the part in the original MAD campaign where a couple of nukes were let off in Iran, and so we're dealing with the aftermath of that. For specifically what we're doing here is we've got two targets. We have a CIA agent called Brown, who our intelligence shows as being moved from one strong point to another, and so we're going to intercept his convoy and try and rescue him. And then we've got an SAS group called Brasnat, who are surrounded in hostile territory, so we're going to move on to rescue them. Now, this mission was a bit of a mixed bag, so let's jump in and see how it all went.
CSAR, report readiness for takeoff. Khalid, let's make a hellfire rain. Today's the best time for that. Alright, Joker is in the Tiger, vehicle 6. There are two trucks with infantry in the vicinity. We can't use the hellfire, we might hit Joker.
Phyllis, where are you from?
Baltimore, South Carolina. What about you, sir?
Felixstowe in the United Kingdom.
Hey, how is it? Yes, sir. At Washington Air Base.
That's my home. I've served there for the last 25 years.
Yep, we're as far from home as it gets today.
The only two things we'll regret on our deathbed, that we were little loved and little travelled.
Beautiful words.
It was Mark Twain.
Down from Harvester, convoy's coordinates. The convoy is not moving.
They must have stepped to smoke.
Well, smoking kills, and we can prove that right now. Fearless, it's time to involve Harvester. The task is to eliminate the SA-19.
This is Fearless, copy all. Direct from Harvester to combat course.
Sabre 3-2, destroy the head of the convoy and eliminate the infantry in Joker's vicinity. Angels 3, you may proceed.
Sabre 3-2, roger the task. Angels 3, proceeding.
Dodge and Fearless, stand by at Bravo. Fearless, keep Harvester in the combat zone, please.
Fearless, copies all.
Dodge, roger.
Getting into hot water. That's what you wanted, isn't it?
Sabres, time to get to work.
Both SA-19s are now destroyed. 2 GBU trials extended.
Fearless, that's good enough. Stand by.
So it took me a while faffing around because I had made a series of wrong button pushes and kind of messed up the display here. I decided to do this one from this UPG seat just because George did a really bad job when I tried this. He kept missing the targets with laser guided hellfire somehow. and so I decided to take over. Fortunately, as you can see, what I have done is blank out the symbology on my main display. Turns out I just turned that down by accident while turning off the IHADs. I should have just turned off the IHADs, would have been a lot easier. So what I'm doing here is using the left MFD as basically a repeater page so I can actually target. Unfortunately, I don't get full repeating information, don't get ranging information, things like that. I don't get time to hit, and so sometimes make mistakes like that.
Good shot. That T90's on fire.
Either way, I have hit the lead vehicle, which I was told to take out. Now scanning along the convoy, because we're getting missiles shot. Most of these missiles are the friendly helicopters going in. They've done quite a lot of work, as you can see on the convoy. But I decided these T90s are a bit of a problem, so do fire at that one. It already gets taken out by the time my missile comes around. Quickly try and change over onto the other target. Finally realise what I've done wrong. Nicely with the laser hellfires you can override them.
3-2, cover him please.
And there we go, we get one guy making a break for it, so we assume that is our guy. And there he goes.
You need to pick him up.
So decide, right, if he's making a break for it, we are then free to take out this tiger. And so launch on it, hoping that the splash damage takes out all the nearby guys. They don't seem particularly fussed that their prisoner has just hightailed it off. They don't seem particularly fussed that their convoy is under attack by 4 Apaches here, so maybe they're just made of sterner stuff. Although I do get a hit there. Seem quite happy with that, just some guys floating around. Now just wanting to mostly see if I can find anything that is a threat to the Black Hawk that is going in to pick up the special operative there.
Copy. Increasing altitude.
I wanted to flip over onto guns, but I'm out of guns range here. Decide that first thing I'm going to do is just try increasing the altitude. And as I do, I just start looking for other intact targets. There isn't really much. There's a few guys on the ground. I don't see any man pads amongst them. Both the T90s at the back of the convoy have been taken out. Most of the vehicles have been taken out. There's only a few IFVs and infantry. Decide to start closing on the enemy position at this point. Quite happy that all of these missile callouts are friendly. As I've got 4 Apaches here, all doing a lot of work. The AI does a lot on this mission.
Copy. Speeding up.
The
So-
ACV is destroyed.
Do occasionally get delayed responses there. He gives the response when it actually blows up, as opposed to when it gets critically damaged. So quite a few of these are kills that I've got a while ago that my second keeps calling out. Do quickly have a look here, trying to track where the operative has ran off to. And there we go, he's doing a good job at absolutely sprinting away. Only real targets that I've got left of these trucks here. You can see just then I've lost the elevation limit warning, meaning that I am within guns range. Do get the target track there. Put in a few rounds towards it. It's not the best aim, as you can see. It's kind of targeting on the back right corner, which means the spray there as it comes in isn't really centered around the vehicle. So that's just the Black Hawk saying it's near the target. Do get a better line on the vehicle there, so fire away some rounds. Do get nice hits there. Does take out the first vehicle. Just holding fire because one of my allies is crossing through my line of fire there. Do fire a little bit more rapidly here since my ally there is taking ground fire and would prefer him not to go down. and there is just this awkward delay between firing and the rounds hitting just because of the distance. We're firing at about 2.5 kilometers here, and so that's quite a long distance, or 2,500 feet, I'm not actually sure which it is. Either way, there we go. That is the convoy nicely cleaned up, other than this IFV, which I partially damaged before. I didn't quite get a perfect hit on it. And so decide, well, may as well put in some rounds onto this thing, just see if I can finish it off. And then after, again, a little bit of delay, boom. There we go, convoy nicely cleaned up at that point.
Rotor RPM high.
ID successfully. The condition is serious, stable, lower back injury. Well done, Emmett. RTB. Sabre 3-3, provide Casevac cover for Emmett, please.
Alright, Emmett and 3-3 are out of combat. There are only 4 of us now. That's it, the convoy is eliminated.
Fearless, dodge, Sabre 3-2, join formation, line astern. Sabre 3-2 is trailing. Proceed to Delta.
Everything seems to have gone well.
Yes, exceeding expectations even. Stay sharp, Scylla. Keep your eyes peeled.
Dallas is unable to contact us. Retrans from Harvester.
This is Sabre 3-1, what's up?
Iranian MiG-29s were raised off alert, heading to Bravo. We've got F-16s and 18s out of Kish inbound to Delta. This is our cover, sir.
Okay, gentlemen, it looks like we can expect a large-scale party with fireworks and special effects. Keep your eyes peeled.
Dallas is offering to abort the mission and return to base.
Negative. We aren't leaving those guys to die.
Copy. Relay to Dallas.
Everything will be fine, chaps. We're going to make it. I have no doubts.
So then after quite a lot of flying later, something does rather alarmingly happen. Notice one guy's flaring, not sure why, trying to work it out. And then see a missile streak straight off my nose. Pretty sure that's a direct hit on one of the planes, but I'm pretty sure those helicopters are immortal for the purposes of the mission. So instead, try and fire at this guy, since I saw where the missile came from. Another one whizzes straight by me, nicely misses me, got a bit lucky there. I don't want this guy to stay alive, I know where he is, I don't want to slowly move away while he's firing, don't want him to take out our allies, so desperately trying to get him. There in the end the CPG does clean him up, so that part of the mission is accomplished. We can now move on in peace to the next little bit.
Excellent. Quickly and quietly, please. Bird Delta. Dodge, proceed with the evacuation. 3-2 and Fearless, establish orbit over Delta, please. Looks like a volcanic crater.
Or a trace of a nuclear strike.
Dodge, approaching Branzett.
So yeah, very weird there. The voice acting heavily implies that this is meant to represent a large crater from the nuclear strike that was supposed to happen, and hence why all of the nearby villages are burning. that does really raise the question of why Brandset here are evacuating from the summit of a crater of a nuclear blast that went off like a week ago. Doesn't seem the best area to ask for an exfiltration there. But despite what should be an inordinate amount of radiation, even from a low-yield nuclear device, they do get picked up. The Black Hawk has no trouble, and so we start to head home, and then everything starts to go really, really wrong.
Brandset is on board.
So just following the Huey out of there to escort it. Do get my CPG to start looking for targets in this town up ahead.
And slaving.
Saber 3-1.
I'm deslaving.
Low.
And there, Riley goes down, rather out of nowhere, and by the time I get a missile warning, I take a direct hit.
Engine 2 out.
Double engine failure, that is my helicopter screwed at this point. Turns out that very nicely there, pretty much directly underneath me, 2 man pads spawned out of nowhere, which is just lovely there. So I am dead at this point.
Eliminate those bastards.
We do get orders to eliminate them. I decide, well, I may as well. My engines are not going to carry me back. I'm kind of able to maintain altitude, but you can see my speed is bleeding off, my altitude is bleeding off, my engines are not giving enough thrust here. Do try and target these guys, and then this just raises further questions, because these guys are located in the dead centre of the crater, which A, we just flew past and no they weren't, and B, if this is supposed to be the crater of a nuclear blast that happened a couple of weeks ago, why is there a random manpad team in the epicentre of the damn thing? So yeah, I just start shooting at them. Should have just used a Hellfire at this point, there's no point saving the Hellfires, but I think I am down to radar Hellfires, so they wouldn't have worked great, because once again, despite the mission being clearly originally tested with all the documentation for laser Hellfires, it sticks you with half radar Hellfires. Could definitely use the rockets that I had, but didn't really want to do that while the helicopter is barely stable. So yeah, at this point I'm just trying to round off, do as much damage as I can, but as you can see I am going in here. I did think about whether or not I should restart the mission, do it all over again, and now knowing that there is a manpad spawn in the middle of this crater, avoid the middle of the crater. There we go, accidentally fire a dumbfire Hellfire. But in the end I just decided that, you know what, I'm really not invested in this campaign. It's just not really been enough for me. If I was invested in the campaign, then yeah, I definitely would start it again, do this mission properly. As it is, I'm just kind of settled for having a partial completion here. Only one mission to go in the campaign, and as it is, getting kind of annoyed with various small aspects of the campaign. The missions are getting better, but it's just had so many bad ones that I don't care enough to complete these actually quite good ones. So yeah, unfortunately that is where I left that there. Anyway, hope you did enjoy that. Sorry about it cutting off there. May well come back at some point to finish off the couple of missions I didn't quite complete, but for now, leaving that there. Next week will be the final episode of this campaign, so hope to catch you there for that one. Till then, remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers.